Hey you guys, today we are going to turn our outlines into rough drafts. Now, I know that when I say we're turning an outline to an essay, there's a lot of you that start to panic. I could probably name you all by name, but I'm not going to. But I have to admit that sometimes when I say that even to myself, I begin to panic. It is not something I've ever felt super comfortable with. So I want to prove to you that if I can do it, then you can do it as well. All right, so I created a new window and I put my dock in it, and then I put it on the half of the screen, and then my outline is on this other half of the screen so that I can see it at the same time that I'm writing, because, excuse me, I want to use the information that I have. That's why I wrote it. So, I'm gonna need a title first, and I don't have a good one that I like. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger for us. I don't have one, so I'm gonna put a title. I know I can come back to it. All right, so I'm gonna start with my hook. I'm gonna hurry and gosh, I can speak English, I promise. Hurry and type that in. And it is because I have already I've already wrote it as a sentence. I can just type it in because I've already made one. Okay, so now I'm going to my topic sentence for the beginning. So I'm going to say a giraffe is a very unique and I need a fun word. Amazing. I don't like that word, but guess what? It is my rough draft, so I get to fix everything. That's the best part, is I don't have to think about it as long as I do at the end, because right now anything goes. Notice that I'm keeping typing. Each line is not, each sentence is not on its own line. It's one paragraph, so I'm going to keep writing. Now I need a sentence that says about topic 1, description, their habitat and diet. So I'm going to say the giraffe can be found on the savannas and the grasslands. Okay, and I realize I haven't figured out the savannas and grasslands of where, and that's okay. So I'm gonna make a note to myself that I want to do that. Then topic 2, adaptations. The giraffe has some unusual body parts that make its life a little bit easier. Now, I want you to know that there is nothing around me. Well, I have an empty thing of popcorn. I have a water bottle. I have a dead phone. And I have a piece of paper that I was going to write notes on, but it is blank. So everything that I am doing right now is just me thinking. So I know I want it to be perfect. I want it to be perfect the first time I do it, and that's not how we work. Then I'm going to say giraffes have many other fun facts that provide a bit of entertainment. It's really hard to type and talk at the same time. All right, so that's my first paragraph. So when I'm looking through this, I said, this is my topic sentence. This is what I'm going to be talking about. My entire essay should be about the giraffe. Duh, right? It's an animal report. But then this next sentence, the giraffe can be found on the savannas and the grasslands. I'm going to literally copy that and paste it down here. Because now this is the beginning of my my paragraph 2. So now I need to explain these details over here on the left-hand side that fit into this paragraph right here. So giraffes can be found on savannas in the grasslands. I looked it up, of Africa. There's a few other places, but Africa is kind of their main location, so I'm going to use that as my space. While on the grasslands and savannas, the giraffe eats mostly twigs, leaves, fruit, and acacia leaves. Okay, so I have done part of this. I've done part of it because we talked about savanna, and I want to talk about what they eat. Now I want to talk about, in this same paragraph, that giraffes, I'm going to hurry and look this up because I think this is true, but I don't want to give you I don't want to put anything that's incorrect. Sometimes, okay, the giraffe lives in small family groups. Now notice I have a misspelling mistake, and I know it's there, it's bright red, but I'm going to keep writing so I don't lose my train of thought, and I can worry about that in a minute. The male, oh my stars, is the bull. The female is called a cow, and the baby is called, yep, you guessed it, the calf. When the calf is born, it is about 6 feet tall. The giraffe, let me move this screen up really quick. The giraffe can grow up to 4 feet their first year. All right, so now that this paragraph is done, I can go back now and fix these things. Is it perfect? No. Do I have some trash words? Probably, but I'm not even looking at trash words. I'm not even worried about trash words. I'm literally taking my information and putting it in sentence form. You cannot just say male, bull, female, cow. That's not a sentence. That doesn't teach me anything. It's extremely boring. So if I'm going to come up here, it says the giraffe can be found in the savannas and grasslands. Did we talk about that? Yes. So now we're going to come up to the second part. The body part's a little bit easier. I'm going to literally copy it again. Go to the end of this, enter down twice, now put it in. Now I have the beginning sentence for my rough draft. Now, if I'm looking at this, I'm noticing my transition. So right now, maybe I'll put next, because that's an easy transition. And if I change it later, great. But it doesn't have to be perfect right now, because like we've said a dozen times, this is a rough draft. This does not have to be perfect. It's easier if you just start typing and just get going. Some of you worry so much about making sure it sounds right. I can guarantee that as I work with you over the next few days, you're going to see this essay change, because that's what a rough draft is supposed to be about. So that's what needs to happen. This is where I'm allowed to have changes and to fix things, is here. So now if I'm looking at paragraph 3, I need to talk about the long neck. Okay, I need to talk about their long legs and their long tongue. So I can decide, do I want to go from the top down, And I can say it has a usual part that makes life a bit easier. Let's start from the top and work our way down. Or let's start from the bottom and work our way up. I kind of like that idea. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up. So now I'm going to the bottom of the giraffe and we're going to talk about, let's see, legs, obviously. Did you know that a giraffe can use their strong legs to defend themselves? They also use their long legs to help them run away from, oops, I'm trying to move my screen so you guys can see. Let me do this a couple of times. There we go. To run away from predators. Pretty sure that's wrong. Yep, but guess what? Not stressing about it. We're not worrying about it. In fact, when they are in a hurry, a giraffe can run up to 30 miles per hour. Now, I finished with the legs. There's nothing else I want to talk about the legs. So notice, notice that I don't take, the next one is going to be their long neck. I don't want to just say a giraffe has a long neck. Great. Who cares? If you don't explain why that body part is important and mandatory for your animal to survive, you're not teaching me anything new. So you need to be explaining why this feature is important. Why, if you have fur, why the fur is important. If you have claws, why do I care that your animal has claws? What is it useful to them? So when I start talking about their long necks, a giraffe has an extremely, long neck. This neck is helpful for many reasons. It can help the giraffe reach their food high up in the tree tops. Remember, it eats leaves. Their neck also provides them with a long distance view. In fact, other animals stay nearby because a giraffe can spot danger from far away. All right. If I want to go back, I can fix a few things, but I'm not panicking about it. So I'm going to keep working on this so that I can have my own copy. You need to work on yours. Take this information. Each one of these pieces of information, you took a paragraph or a sentence and you shrunk it down to Tarzan talk. Very simple, very basic. Now you need to open it up and tell me more. If you have a sentence as one of these details, that's great. But now take that sentence and explain why that's important, or explain what you mean about that. So if I said a giraffe has a long neck, true statement, okay? But if my paragraph was, you don't want, like my second paragraph could be, next to giraffe has some usual body parts that make it life a little bit easier. It has long legs.